We are so excited to have Gary Reasons as our guest in our podcast today. He is a Super Bowl championship NFL career, and he has a great new book coming out, and we're going to talk about it.
Welcome to Senior Care Made Simple, an elder care podcast, your guide to navigating home health care with confidence. Hosted by Andrea Albertini, founder and CEO of Horizon Care Services, an industry leader in private duty home care in South Florida. To learn more, visit horizoncareservices.com.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm Andrea Albertini with Senior Care Made Simple podcast. And thank you, everybody, for joining us. And I want to introduce you again, my co-host, Doris Muscarella.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much for joining us once again. We continue to provide you guys with resources and information to be able to help all the elder adults dealing with aging parents. Today, Doris, we have an amazing guest, and we're so excited to have him. His name is Gary Reasons. He is a Super Bowl championship had an NFL career, top 100 all-time New York Giants player. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Gary.
Hey, ladies, good morning. Thank you for having me on the show today.
Thank you for your time, for being on our show.
We would like Gary to share. He has so many wonderful things to share with all of you today, and we're very excited to have him. And he also have a really cool book that he wants to share with us. So, Gary, please tell us all about it.
Well, thank you very much, ladies. You know, I was very, very blessed to grow up in a time where sports was king, and so I kind of took the lead in sports from an 8-year-old young man playing Pee-wee football up to playing in the National Football League, and that's like a dream come true. I actually call it living the Texas football dream, and I certainly have. So I earned a scholarship coming out of Crowley High School in Crowley, Texas, to play college football, and it turned out to be a really, really great fit. I went to Northwestern State University, where I became a 3-time All-American, first 3-time FCS All-American, which is a Division I AA college football, and it turned out to be a great launching point to a wonderful NFL career. I was drafted by the New York Giants in the 4th round in the 1984 draft. And then soon after joining the Giants, I tell you, we took off to some great heights. We won the New York Giants' first ever Super Bowl in 1986 season, the Super Bowl 21. And then we capped it off in 1990, winning a second Super Bowl 25. So I've had the pleasure to be a part of some winning cultures, winning teams, and really around some great people that have been able to instill in me some great winning and attitudes and winning knowledge about how to get that done. So with the book that I've just written, and it's not out yet, but it'll be coming out soon, it's basically some of my takeaways from my sports career, which following football I've been involved in football ever since. I've been a television college football TV game analyst for ABC Sports, ESPN, Fox Sports, and I still work today. So it's just been a pleasure for me to be part of the game. And so with all of that knowledge that I have about sports, or football, be it professional football, collegiate football, and there's some of these takeaways that I have, I wanted to put some of those into a book format and really kind of give people an inside look to what it takes to win. So it's Reasons to Believe, an inspirational path to win. And so I go through a lot of different takeaways that I have from playing the game, and it really is kind of an easy read. It's fun. It's just taking away some ideas about grit, communication, adaptability, leadership, and a bunch of other takeaways. And I build all those around stories that were a part of my career or my broadcast career, and learning from others who are very, very successful, be it coaches or executives and people like that. And I share that in that book. And really what this is part of what I would like to do now is really to engage over the next several years a great speaking role being a keynote speaker or an event speaker. And I'd really like to tap into the senior living facilities across, the East Coast, basically New York, New Jersey, Florida, even here where I'm at. I'm in Dallas, Texas. And speaking to some of the senior facilities, I've already done some of them here in the Metroplex. And I really enjoy speaking with the residents, and they have a great time. We go down memory lane quite a bit. We have some discussions about different topics and things. And along the way, I've also been in the business world, and I've been involved in technology and healthcare. So it all kind of has been a wonderful journey for me. I've got a lot of things I can share about and a lot of value that I think that I can bring to people, and we make it a lot of fun. So it's really enjoyable for me to be a part of people's lives, and that's what I'm looking to do. I'm looking to enrich lives for folks that I visit with and share some knowledge that I have, and it's basically a knowledge transfer, just like you guys are doing.
Gary, that's very impressive. It's the perfect time for that based on the fact that mental health is in the rise. We need more people like you that inspire us and inspire the community, especially in the mental health. And your credentials are so impressive that you would be a great speaker for these seniors.
Yeah, I think that there's a lot to be able to be discussed with folks who are aging. We all are. It's father time. It's catching up with all of us, and you really can't turn back the clock there. But what's to say that you can't really enjoy an inspired last 20, 30, 40 years of whatever your lifespan may be, and just really have a go-get-it attitude. And that's kind of what I like to inspire people to do, is still be active, be involved, be a part of different things. And seniors really need to take a hold of that mentality. I call it getting up every day. I call that a win. And the win in that is that I know that I'm going to be energized and have the ability to go out and do the things that I like to do, whether it's around family, whether it's travel, whether it's business, whether it's any of those things. I'm going to attack it with a lot of vigor and a lot of the knowledge that I've acquired throughout the years to really make that enrichment for myself, but also for others of what I'm doing. So I think that there's a lot to be shared with the senior community, and I love their passion about some of the memories that we uncover when I talk to them. I do ask questions, and I ask them, and I facilitate that, and I share some different. Little dialogues about some things that that they catch on to that's really fun and interesting, and it makes for a great afternoon, whether it's an hour or 2 hours. It's fun to visit with people, and that's really enjoyable for me.
Well, it's so important going into some of those assisted living facilities and independent living facilities, and talking to all the residents and hearing their stories. And every one of them is amazing. Either is a lot of happiness, hurdles, difficulty, success. And, when you hear some of them have been CEOs of different big companies, and some of them were old money, some of them new money. Most of them that I have met along the way actually have been new money, believe it or not. And we have to continue to interact really well with our local seniors to be able to provide them that excitement of getting up in the morning and being alive and share the wonderful memories that you have lived throughout your years.
Why is our seniors your target market? Why do you want to focus on that arena instead of maybe graduates from college that need an inspiration like your credentials? Why wouldn't you go to that target market?
Well, I think it's an underserved market, to be honest with you. It really is, because I know a lot of senior facilities. They have calendars of events that they do every single month, but they try to bring some type of levity or some type of entertainment or some type of something to do that's different, a little bit out of the norm. And when somebody like myself walks in with 2 Super Bowl rings, and I pass these Super Bowl rings around the room for these residents to look at, try on, take pictures with while I'm talking, you can imagine. You should see all the giggles in the room. They're just like giddy. It's like taking these seniors who have lived quite a while, and then you take them back to their youth, and they understand. These are dreams come true. When you touch a Super Bowl ring and you put it on your finger, I'm in the front of the room talking about some of these experiences, but they're right there with me because we all grew up together and we've all shared these together. And here is the culmination of my experience, and I'm sharing it with you. And I'd like for you to have a great takeaway from it. And then we can get into some of the journeys that this group has had. And as you shared, there's always great stories in the room. There's some great people to talk to, and it's never a dull moment. There's no doubt about that.
So I'm in and I live in a country club, and I'm in the membership and marketing, and we're always looking for speakers out of the box. So what you're telling me right now, I'm like, ding, ding, this is totally out of the box. This is unique. This is great. It's not a senior community. However, 95% of us are a little bit in the golden years or whatever you want to call it. I consider myself young, but we're in that age where we need inspiration. We need books. We need to keep ourselves motivated. You would be an amazing inspiration to the group.
Well, thank you for that. I appreciate that. And so just dial the number. Call me up. Let's talk about it, and we'll see how I can help you guys. But really, any group, I can speak to any group, whether it be a youth program, high school football, or sports program, or a school, or any kind of civic organization. Happy to talk to any of them because I can share experiences that really resonate. One of the things that I always do when I speak to a group is I first talk with the leadership, and the leadership can kind of steer me in the right way of what is meaningful to this group. What is your objectives, and what are you trying to get out of someone like myself coming to share some knowledge, and what are you trying to achieve by doing this? And so when we get that aligned and then we talk to the group, it's seamless. It's really that. You can hear me talk. I've been talking for 30 years in front of a camera, so it's not something that I'm disfamiliar with. It is something that I do pretty easily. And for me to get up and talk to a group, be it 30 minutes to an hour, and talk about different of my experiences, and I solicit information from the audience. One of the things in speaking that you understand is sharing about vulnerability. Personal vulnerability, my vulnerability about things that have happened in my life, they're not different than others that are in the room. So when you share with those, there can be that instant connection with some of those things that I can talk about, and it's really powerful. And when you do connect with people, then they really take away a lot of the messaging that you have when you visit with them, and it can be magical too.
No, absolutely. And I think that any local community over here in Florida or all over, you got to remember there's people listening to our podcast all over the world and all over the country. And it would be absolutely amazing for you to be able to come into those communities and share your experience, your life with them as they share theirs. And it could be even like one of those storytelling time. And we all love to talk about our stories. It's our life, and that's where we lived. That's how we lived, and that's really exciting. So we definitely got to get you here in Florida to be able to speak with some of our communities. I'm sure everybody would love to have you.
I think we could do it. We could calendar some things and get some very good efficiency in a visit there. And I'd love to do it. For me, I'm a conduit. I'm the conduit to people. There's still life to live. There's a lot of energy in folks, and you just have to extract it in certain ways. And you just got to bring that out with them. I'm involved in the healthcare space, and one of the things that I think I shared with you, Andrea, about being part of the wound care space. So seniors who have a lot of potential wounds in lower leg extremities, and they're slow to heal. There's some solutions that I have that I'm a part of that we can bring to medical communities and different things in the wound care space as well as that. So that is definitely aligned in the senior space because most of the wound care patients are seniors just simply because father time, it just our bodies break down. They don't heal as fast as when I used to be 22, 23 years old in the NFL, where I could get up and play. When I get to 28, 29, it wasn't so fast. I realized there was a decline of our body's healing power at a young age. And really, as we go forward 10, 20, 30, 40 years, it is really apparent that the body healing is not a fast thing anymore. It's it's slowed down. So we'll talk some about that as well.
No, absolutely. And it is, one of the things that we always try to express to our local seniors is bring us as much as information as we possibly can. And, we have so many seniors living in Florida, and there's many seniors living all over the world and all over the country. But I'm just saying, especially in Florida, because a lot of them come to retire here. And the need of a full service, senior services is tremendous. And that's why I opened this company 21 years ago. Because of that, because I found the need of our local seniors in Florida, and the more informed that they are, the better they will be for sure.
Yeah, I applaud you for that because it's definitely a niche that is quote underserved, and by yourself pulling some of those services together so that it's not difficult for the senior community to utilize and find those services. You do a great service to the community, and I'm sure that you get very many thank yous because of the kindness that you share and really the services that you can provide.
And it's very interesting. The other thing that I want to point it out is and I know that I'm only in Florida, in Palm Beach, and but Horizon Care Services, my private duty agency, is Horizon Care Services actually a senior services. So, we provide mobile medical, senior placement, and we also provide hourly and private duty home care, live-in home care. So we are the alternative of you aging in place. So if we want to age in our home, in our condo, in our own environment, Horizon Care Services provide that services to our local seniors. Now, one of the things that makes Horizon different, and actually so many people have tried to buy me for the last 5 years or franchise my company because the way we do things. And I'm not here to promote my company. I'm here to provide information how I was able to make Horizon the top agency in South Florida, from providing nutritional services, psych services, medication delivery, medication management, anything and everything that the senior needs and want. And then you also talk about people who are mental health. We have a nurse navigator program that we manage people's life. They don't have nurses with them around the clock. We just manage their health care. We manage their home. We manage their life. We provide them with a clean home, housekeeping services, med management, physician's appointment, But then again, a lot of people out there all over the world, all over this country, don't even know this kind of service exists. And, even though Horizon Care Service is very unique, right, to South Florida or Palm Beach County, if you anywhere that any of you are listening to this podcast right now, Google your local agency when you are trying to, hire somebody for your loved one. Ask questions. Tell them what your needs are, because at the end of the day, our goal is to be able to provide a quality of life to all of us, because as we're getting old too, me and you and Gary and, you, Gary.
No,
and
Doris. I'm not getting old. I'm getting wiser. I'm not
getting
old.
Okay. We're all getting wiser. And, we want to be able to, so I provide everything that I would like to be able to have that for my services as well. You know what I mean?
But we're not only about the services.
No, absolutely not.
This podcast is to inform, educate, and bring speakers like you, Gary, they're pioneers in changing the way we think, the way we act. You know, it's like they say the 70s, the new 50. That's how I think.
Oh, absolutely. For sure.
So we're here to inform you, to educate you, to provide you resources on every podcast that we have. We love our guests. I think they're amazing. We had a person 2 weeks ago that's in the veteran space, and he is talking to veterans regarding suicide, which is very, very high in that veteran space. So I would love to make an introduction also, Gary, so you could meet him. Maybe you guys can work together in presentations and stuff. Our company's all about providing you the resources that you need.
Yeah, Andrea, I really applaud you for creating the platform for collection of the services together so that seniors can kind of go to one spot and get a multitude of services. That's very difficult in today's world. I live in the Dallas, Texas area. And recently, we just went through a senior death in my family. My wife's father, who lives in Louisiana, central Louisiana, they have nothing that would even come close to Horizon Care Services. There's obviously Medicaid, Medicare, and those types of solutions, but all the different nuances that you've outweighed are different, and they are really unique. That you can bring those to bear with one meeting, and that is impressive. And so I think this is what you're doing can be replicated in other large areas across the country, and I think it should be because seniors, boy, it's so hard to get them the services that they need, and oftentimes it's just too difficult to achieve because you just don't have the access.
And sometimes there comes denial, and the children don't know what's going on. And sometimes it's the denial and the fear of accepting somebody to come into their home and see what's going on because they're afraid to lose their freedom, and we are here to help them continue to have the freedom that they need, living healthy.
That's a great point. We all want to have our health, and that's the most important thing in life is your own personal health and how that manifests and how you can still be active and be a part of your family and your activities. That's what it's all about. When it comes down to it, you care less about money, care less about anything else. It's all about personal health and your welfare to be able to do the things that you'd like to get to and do. And there's a lot of life left to live, and we all need to take the bull by the horns here, like we say in Texas, and let's tackle that big bull. Let's make sure that we live a full life as we can.
So I'm ready to read your book. When will it be out?
I've positioned it already in New York with my agent, and I haven't gotten a timeline back from him. I would hope that it would be out sometime this fall. So that is the hope to be that. You can check back with me soon, and we'll get it back. I'll let you guys know when it comes out, and you can then announce it on the podcast. But it's fun. It's a fun, easy read. And it just touches on a lot of good topics and takeaways for people and really there's a way to reference it that you can use it as a reference tool and go back to. And I've done it specifically on chapter by chapter basis, and they're all different bullet points. They're all different things like trust, leadership, inspiration. All different types of takeaways. And I layer them with stories and leadership stories, and it's fun. It's a simple read, but it's meaningful. People can have their own takeaways around it. Well, if you want to reach out to me, you can always find me on LinkedIn or Facebook. I'm pretty easy to find, and get in touch with me. And not too hard to get a hold of. And if you want to engage me to be a speaker for one of your events, certainly reach out to me and we can discuss it, and then we'll discuss how to make that a reality.
Well, I would love to have you here once the book is released.
Yeah.
And have you here and sponsor you on one of our assisted living facilities.
Awesome. Yeah, we'll do that.
So thank you so much for being here. It's a pleasure. We're going to keep on talking. I know that we spoke about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and And we are so much grateful, so grateful that you came and spoke with us. And we're really looking forward to continuing this relationship.
Well, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Keep up the great work that you guys are doing. And we'll certainly connect again in the future, okay?
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
So thank you again, Gary Rees, and we're so excited that you have been able to join us in our podcast today. And thanks again, my co-host Doris Muscarella.
Thank you.
And thanks for all the listeners. We appreciate your support. It is very important for you guys to like, download, and keep listening to our podcast, Senior Care Made Simple Podcast. If any of you would like us to talk about anything and everything, questions, please email us at seniorcaremadesimplepodcast@gmail.com. seniorcaremadesimplepodcast@gmail.com. I'll see you next time, everybody.
Senior Care Made Simple, an elder care podcast, has been brought to you by Horizon Care Services, your private duty choice in home care in South Florida. For more information on acquiring home care assistance, visit horizoncareservices.com.